Welcome back to another episode. Happy Tuesday, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Rudy, my friend, happy Tuesday. Welcome.
Happy Tuesday, man. It's good to be here.
So I heard you were not too excited about what's going on since it's not your favorite Star Wars stuff. So we are going to get into so much stuff, guys. So like I said on the post, on the announcement post, on the stream post, in the words of Luch, strap it on because it's going to be a long one, guys. We have so much to talk about. It's insane. Okay. So we are going to get right into it. Say hello to you guys. And then we're going to get into the announcements, into the drama, into the complaints. Oh my God, we got so much drama for the end, guys. You're gonna wanna stay tuned. Guys, there's 15 of you guys in here. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't yet. And thank you guys for being here as well. Let's say hello to Iron Dude, my friend. Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. Let's see who we got. Let's see who else. He says, King of the Peasant Army. This guy is unbelievable. Mr. 1400 himself in our dressing room. This guy. Unbelievable. He said, I've been waiting for at least 5 hours for this to start. This guy. Thank you, my friend. Hit that like button. There's 19 of you guys in here already. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome. We got Exotic. Welcome, my friend. Says, will the Smiling Collector make a guest appearance? Asking for a friend. No, did he? Who's the Smiling Collector? Is that you, Rudy?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I've never been called that, so that's a new one.
Yeah, I never heard that, period. So we got Nefty in the house. Welcome, my friend. Nefty, we were gonna have you on, but no government talk tonight. So we can't get sidetracked. There's too much going on. And then you're on your computer looking up conspiracy theories while we're trying to focus.
Oh, Nefty.
He's looking at the budget of the Mets for the player that they just spent $2 billion on. Unbelievable. Can you imagine? Get the hell out of here.
You know how many hot toys you can buy with that money?
Oh my God, at least 10. We got Carlos. Welcome, my friend.
Charlie, my friend, Charlie Brigante. How you doing?
Yeah, can you imagine? I would buy a house just for hot toys.
Yo, I don't know what I do with that much money.
Can you imagine? Well, first of all, if you won it, we'd split it. That's number one. So I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean by you don't know what you would do. I know what we would do with all that money.
Look, we'd fly over to the Netherlands and go see Joost.
We sounds like a lot of people. We got Michael, my friend. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Nice to see you. Welcome. Let's see who else is in here. We got Bo in the house. Bo.
How you doing?
Bo. Let's see who else we got in here. We got a Cardin in the house. Welcome. As usual, peasant. 5 minutes. Take it easy. I was waiting. Actually, Rudy, tell him whose fault it was tonight, please.
It was mine. I had technical issues with my computer.
He said it was mine.
It's mine. I'll admit it.
What?
I said I'll admit it. I'll admit it when it's my fault.
We got Jim in the house. Welcome,
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
There's 29 of you guys in here already. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here. We got Ash in the house. Look at you, peasant. Loving that channel member logo on you. Looks good on you, Mr. Face. Mr. Face. We got, let's see who else. We got Michael. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Hello, community of collectors. In this week, Revan Bane DP ×2, So Toys Kingpin, Topo Bum Batman suit. My God, Michael, do you collect?
Jesus,
Holy crap!
That's a good haul.
I know. Where did you post it? Did you post it anywhere? I didn't see you post. Definitely not in my group. Selfish. Let's see who else is. We got Luge in the house. What up, my 1/6 energizing present toys collectors? Unfortunately, we are discussing hot toys today. You peasant. Unbelievable. Unfortunately. Get away from me. We have, let's see who else we got. We got Brad with his bat missile. Finally got to him.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Brad, tell everybody how your bat missile from Jazz Inc. is, please. He got his 89.
I saw his post on Instagram.
Yeah, he's all sticky. He like his hands are all sticky from so much. You know what I mean? His fingertips, his palms. He's like, oh, this is incredible. Clearly, he doesn't collect. On card it says, Fabs the original Hot Toys peasant. Oh my God. Oh man, we got Brad. Says, I want that artisan Moon Knight. You don't even collect, Brad. We got Leo. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. We got Ernesto in the house.
Hello!
Nice to see ya. We got Blinken. Happy Tuesday, my friend. Welcome. We got Gilbert stealing my mentality and my ideas all day, every day.
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Gilbert, for those who don't know why I just said what I said, Gilbert, okay, this peasant on screen right now has the audacity, okay, he has the audacity to come on my group and post a picture of She-Hulk and say, I have a feeling an artisan is possible. And I guess he doesn't watch the streams because I said that in 1999 before the show was made. So, Gilbert, stop it. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Guys, there's 31 of you guys in here. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here. Bob is obsessed with these drones in Jersey. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I've heard about it, and I saw some videos, and it's like, all right, drones.
It's like, all right, death is near, but it's cool. It's like, where's my hot toys? It's like Sideshow just ship.
you know that's what ends up happening. For the chat, just so you know, Fabs will send me something very important via Messenger, right, or via Instagram, and then I'll usually respond, "That's cool. Did you get your hot toys?" And he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I just told you the world is gonna end."
Yeah, he does not care one bit. He's just like, cool. You know what I got today? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We got Albert in the house. Welcome, Mike.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Let's see who else in here. Nefty, a real collector. Stop gaslighting Nefty, okay? We got Chris. Welcome, my friend. Happy Tuesday, everybody. We got Nathan. Long time. What big timer is going to buy 2 of those artisan Moon Knights? Just make a poll with that head sculpt. Somebody will do it. Well, I can tell you this. We're going to get into it. So thank you for getting ahead of the entire stream. But we're going to get into it. Remember this, Rudy. We'll go back to this comment.
You got it, man.
This is very important.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, but I have my own thoughts for the topic.
Right. Yeah. Nathan. Unbelievable. Keep it in your pants next time, Nathan. We got Christian, my friend. Welcome.
Doing.
Who else is in the house? It's a Mr. Face. Oh my god. Let's see. We got Big Dog in the house. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. All right, I think we got everybody, guys. Oh, we got King Black Bull. Long time. Welcome. Me that Moon Knight butt, sir. Yep. Cassandra in the house. Welcome. See ya. Welcome. Gilbert trying to steal my brain. Unbelievable. There is only one Hot Toys veteran, my friend.
That's right. It's Nefty.
It's nothing. Oh man. I'm in Jersey South and I saw drones. Can't go. Ooh.
You know, it's funny. I'm in like North Jersey and I haven't seen them around here. So
So King Black Bolt is lying. You're a liar, King Black Bolt.
well, he said he's in the South, right?
Yeah, but New Jersey is New Jersey. If you're in the North, you can see the South. And if you're in the South, you can see the North.
Oh my god.
Imagine being
hilarious.
imagine being so geographically illiterate.
It happens.
Mike, we might be in the same town. Well, I don't know who Mike is. Borough County, Central Jersey, ain't that big. Is that near you, Mike?
Wait. I purposely ignored it. I'm not Mike. I'm not Modoc. Listen. I feel like Mike would be insulted.
You're
by
not
that
the
comparison.
You're not the Siam. You're not the Siam King.
No, I feel like I took his third party title from him. So
His third party title. Oh my god.
yeah.
All right, guys, we got everybody. So let's get started. Since, like I said, we got a lot. Oh, this Mike. Duh.
Oh, there you go.
See, and not everything's about you, Rudy. Okay.
Oh.
All right, so let's get right into it, guys. So, like I said, we got fire. Okay, we got fire by Hot Toys. We are getting destroyed with these artisans, like I told you was gonna happen. All right. More importantly, right? Specifically speaking on this figure, one thing that I noticed immediately that I was like, wait a minute, and I had to double check to make sure I wasn't bugging out, was the amount of weathering and soot and dirt that they added to the figure. Yeah. I am so happy that they did that because they could have easily just given us another clean version like the original one with this head sculpt, and guess what? Nobody would have cared. Okay, because it would have looked incredible either way. So the fact that they went out of their way to do this, epic, made the figure that much better, that much different, because believe it or not, you're going to have the regular one and this one next to each other, whether you get it or not, and you're going to see night and day. Okay, Rudy.
Yeah.
Your thoughts as soon as you saw this?
So it's funny because there's the other one we're going to get into, but this one came out of nowhere. Like I was already excited about the other one, and then Hot Toys dropped the pictures for this one, and I did a double take because frankly I wasn't expecting it. Right, the first one was such a big hit, and they had just released the Mr. Knight that we're going to talk about in a little bit, so it was very surprising to me. Right, the fact that we were getting an artisan version of this. The second thing that hit me is how good that sculpt looked. Like there was those shots that you had up. The first shot, it looked like it could be a still from like the show.
So before you continue, so those are two great points. Let's go with point number one, right? The fact that we're getting a second short-haired artisan figure, right? First we get Iron Spider. Now we get this guy. So what does that say to you guys? Okay. That nothing is out of reach at this moment. We can get anything and everything. And Iron Spider's hair is shorter than this guy.
Look, you got to imagine, think about what they have, right? And part of me started thinking about the Captain America 2.0 they just did. Part of me is like, at this point, like you said, anything is up for grabs. I wouldn't be surprised if we eventually get an artisan Captain America or an artisan Tony Stark.
Now,
right?
question. Even seeing, right, these 2.0s coming out, because we saw the Endgame Captain America, right?
Yeah.
That's a 2.0, 100%.
Yep.
It's not called a 2.0 because there has never been that version of a Captain America made before. But I say it's a 2.0 because it's the updated body, the updated outfit, the updated suit, the updated materials, all that stuff, right? So that's why I say it's a 2.0. Another reason why I am assuming that they didn't call it a 2.0 was because they didn't update the head sculpt, right? The head sculpt was reused from the original Captain America, from the Endgame Captain America figure, right? So it wasn't anything new. If you guys notice, everything 2.0 we've gotten is 100% updated. Body, outfit, head sculpt, right?
And they're doing that comparison shot now, right? They're literally showing you, like, this is the old one, this is the new one, everything is different.
Correct. So that's why it's not called the 2.0, right? But it's an updated body and an updated outfit figure, right? So if you put that Endgame Captain America, that exclusive with the gauntlet, next to this Captain America Strike outfit or Strike version 2.0, it'll be the exact same height, most likely the exact same build, but you're going to have an updated head sculpt, and then you're going to have the endgame head sculpt on this Captain America from obviously Endgame. So Rudy, the head sculpt, right? So now obviously that goes into something that Hot Toys had teased. I believe it was last year, maybe even longer than that. But I'm going to say
I think it was a while ago.
I was going to say, it feels like it's longer than that. But right, so here it is. As you can see, they had this made years ago, and it looked very good already, right? As you can see, it looked very good. The expression was very good. The likeness looked, just from seeing this, he looks just like him, right? So the fact that now they're doing him for Mr. Knight is only a matter of time till this is announced. Because
I think so too.
Because the only thing they're going to do is they have to change the expression. You're not going to get the exact same expression as this. You're just not.
And I think his hair's a little bit longer and everying. There's some slight variations.
It's different. It's style different, I believe, too.
Right. And I think the thing is, look, the Captain America 2.0 that just came out, the other thing that this shows me is, you know how sometimes we start thinking, like, you know, it's been a while, it's been 2-3 years, Hot Toys hasn't touched the line, they're not going to do it. This is another thing that throws that out the window. It's like they're going back, and it doesn't matter if it's been 2-3 years, 4 years, right? If they decide that now is the time that they want to release that figure, they're going to release it, right? They teased that figure, the Jin or the girl's dad from Rogue One, right? That's supposed to be coming next year at some point.
What was his name?
Something Urso.
Oh man, what was his name?
But right, they teased him, and the fact that I think Poe Dameron is in the running at this point, right?
Right.
I have to be honest. Even with Andor season 2 coming out, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up getting a Cassian Andor from Rogue One instead of from Andor season 2. At this point, anything is up for grabs for Hot Toys.
Right.
That's what they're showing us.
When it comes to Andor, I think that they would make obviously the Rogue One version first, and if anything, they would give them alternate outfits if it's even necessary. But that's, I believe, that's definitely coming at some point. The fact that he's getting his own show is a big deal. That he got his own show was a big deal. So it's not for nothing. So that's a figure that's probably coming at some point next year, or at least going to be announced at some point next year. And also, I was going to ask you, Rudy. So the whole thing that you just mentioned, right? with them going backwards. It's been happening. It's been
Right.
happening. It's been happening for years, specifically with the Rogue One line, because they keep going backwards for that one.
Yeah.
And then it just keep, giving us new figures and new figures from that same line. Now, you mentioned no, so what I was gonna say was the joke I was talking about regarding Gilbert earlier. Guys, there's 38 of you guys in here. There's 41 of you guys in here. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. The joke was, he posted that She-Hulk picture and he said, "Oh, there's a possible artisan." So, what I had said obviously prior to that, regarding that specific situation was absolutely right. There's no reason why there's no reason why they wouldn't make that. They wouldn't take that opportunity to make that artisan. It's an easy artisan to make, right? There's nothing fancy about the hair. It's a very easy hair to make, the style. It literally just straight down and folded at the bottom. So nothing crazy, nothing fancy, nothing difficult at that, right? So I said it's a no-brainer. The problem with that is the actress is no longer She-Hulk. She's gone, right? We got her from the show, right? Because she was on the show. She's gone from the show now. So, Rudy, do you personally think that now that the actress is fired, right? Do you believe or do you think that Hot Toys could still make the artisan She-Hulk or no? And the reason I ask you this is because of this. When Balin's what was it in? Ray Ray oh my god.
Who? Wait, Shin?
No. Balin Skull's real name.
Oh,
Ray something. Isn't it something Ray or Ray something?
Jesus. What chat? Help us out here a little bit.
Well, so whatever his name is.
But
right?
yeah.
So he passed away and they still made the figure. Right. So do we take that the same way? For example, all right, he died, they still made his figure. She's fired, they already made her figure. But do you think because she's still under that same umbrella, right, of She-Hulk, which is still the actress for it, right? Even though she's fired, that's still a thing, right? She still has toys being made looking like her and all these things, right? So that's my point. My point is, if the actor died, Ray Stevenson, thank you, Ernesto. So if Ray Stevenson died and they still made his figure, right? Which again, it's not the same situation. Actually, I think it's worse, right? If you passed away and they still make your figure over you getting fired and then making your figure, right? And I mean worse in not in a bad sense. I mean worse is I would think of it as more difficult. It's like, man, like, even though yes, that's his job, he's an actor, like, all right, he's gone. Respect, why make a toy? You know what I mean? Like that's what I mean. I don't mean
we also saw that with the T'Challa 2.0 that they did, right? Chadwick Boseman had passed away, and they were still able to make that second updated version of him, right? So we've seen Hot Toys do that. To your point, though, I think one of the things that I'm reading up on all these shows, and one of the things that Marvel's been doing now with the licensing, I think Star Wars is doing it too for the most part, is with the contracts, they're also signing away like some of the actors' rights. So you no longer have to go in, at least for that property, right? I don't think you have to go get like the actor's approval completely. So I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, because Hot Toys already has the license for this sculpt for this actress. What I was thinking was, if we do end up getting an artisan She-Hulk, because I think it's very possible. I do think it's still possible. I would see Hot Toys doing the lawyer version of She-Hulk. That's what it would be, because it's the same body. Relatively, they could do a very similar sculpt, give her glasses, and then do the rooted hair with the lawyer uniform and a briefcase. You've got a totally different version of that character instead of doing a total reusing that jumpsuit, but
and still very basic, right?
Very basic, exactly.
It's still going to be body, head sculpt. Right. It's going to be obviously a more tailored dress, right? It's going to be a dress suit,
like a suit, right?
And then probably a briefcase, most likely, her glasses,
cell phone, right? That's pretty much it.
That's it, right? Very basic figure. But again, it's going to be all about the artisan hair.
And look,
So-
I think the other thing too is because hearing you and Mike talk about the She-Hulk that you guys are waiting for, right? From overseas.
Well, I am, but he didn't pay. He's not.
But right, there's a demand for that figure. Like because Hot Toys didn't make many of them because there wasn't a demand.
Right.
That's the figure that now is like very expensive in the secondary market. You know Hot Toys is watching that.
Right.
You know Hot Toys knows there's still interest.
Well,
And
that's the
again,
thing.
they
That's
don't
the
have to
thing.
do
Can
like a big batch, right?
Right.
So
But
I
my
think
point-
they can. I
my
think they
point-
can.
My point was, do you think? Because remember, one thing is having the iconic suit, right?
Right.
Another thing is getting a different version that is not your standard look, right? So how appealing is that going to be for people who missed out on the original outfit? That's the it's a problem. It'll be a huge problem.
But you know what? They make that limited. I think we're seeing that with very few exceptions. You make anything limited.
No,
It's
correct. But I'm
selling out,
saying,
right?
but I'm saying absolutely. No, and that's if they decide to go that route, that's probably
Mhm.
the only way it would work. Because
That's the
again,
only way
how
it would
many
work, yeah.
people, how many people, it's not about the She-Hulk as a character coming back out. It's that look, right? Maybe people are like, oh, that figure is boring. The She-Hulk figure is boring, blah, blah, blah. It's a Marvel. It'll most likely sit. I'll get her on later. Boom. That didn't happen.
Right.
Right. So like Rudy said, we've known for years that Hot Toys goes back, right? You got your reissues, you got your 2.0s. This doesn't have to be either one of those things. It could be your completely different figure. Again, the problem is anybody going to be into that secretary look? Again, Rudy says, and it's, obviously we know that if they decide to make a new She-Hulk, it has to be limited. It has to be artisan. Even if it's not artisan, it has to be limited. Right? Because again, who's going to really be into that secretary look, especially because of the fact that everybody remembers that as a stupid scene when she's twerking wearing that outfit. You know what I mean? So that's another reason, people may like that, but I can tell you, no. Okay. That was not a cool thing for that character. That shouldn't have been part of her character. Doing that as a comic.
No,
book.
but you know what would be appealing with that lawyer look is you have her standing, because I'm looking at my Daredevil, right? The civilian version of him with the glasses and the suit. Just imagine having both of them in their lawyer.
The lawyer,
Yeah, in the lawyer look. Yeah. Like that's something that, again, right, this is something that it's if you're doing a deep dive, if you want that alternate look, that, to your point, right? Because not everybody, you look at at Daredevil, you don't think, oh, the guy in the suit, right? You think the superhero outfit, right? So this is something that just like
you don't think
just like the Wenwu that they made super limited, which is just him in a suit, right, with the rolled up sleeves. It's not meant to appeal to everybody, but that's how they get you. I think that they make it limited, and
that Wenwu was 350 pieces apparently.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, that's why it's so expensive.
Yeah. Do you collect? So we got Tooley in the house. Welcome, my friend. So yeah, no, so exactly. They give and dumb little things, like for example, that suit is way cheaper than the standard Wenwu outfit. You know what I mean? Like it's less, it's night and day when it comes to being intricate, when it comes to the detail, when it comes to all of it. Right. And the suit, which is again cheaper made, is way more expensive because of the amounts that were made. So they can play us exactly. They can play us all day, every day, like they do all the time. And it's up to us to fall for it or not. And that's it. It's that simple. Let me see. So now, wait, let me catch up with you guys. Yeah, guys, it's 34. If you guys hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you, guys. Also, Rudy, so they mentioned obviously the rooted hair. They mentioned the sculpted costume design with weathering effects, right? So they show you, they talk about the weathering, the rolling eyeballs, and then the wool hair. Now, what would you want different, if anything, on this figure? Or are you perfectly okay with what they did?
I mean, I don't know what else you could give him, right? Because that is his suit. I think they did what they could, which was they weathered him up, so it's almost like a battle damaged version, just that not torn up, right? But the weathering definitely gives him a different look, and it's the sculpted, it's the unmasked sculpt, right? That's the big thing, because otherwise, I mean, I think it's pretty much they're not telling you it's a brand new body, right? They're telling you it's just a brand new paint sculpt,
Right. They
paint app
can't
on the
change the
body.
body. They can't change the
So
body.
that if you have the original Moon Knight, you're basically gonna get the exact same figure, right? And it's all gonna come down to the fact that you're getting this rooted hair, right? And look, I'm not gonna lie. After the wow factor of this was done, part of me did think like, well, that kind of sucks because do I really want two of these guys? And then, of course, the collector in me, the Marvel collector in me said, absolutely, right?
What
You've
do you
got
mean, two?
one.
Two what? The clean and the dirty, you mean?
Well, yeah, because I'm like, I already have the clean one. Do I really need this? And then the answer was yes, because this is a weathered up version, and I want him in the unmasked version. So
Now question. Now look how so Anakin, artisan, no sculpted version,
right,
right? We have I believe this is the second one besides obviously the females, right? They did Scarlet Witch with no sculpted version, or did they do a sculpted? I don't remember.
no, there's a sculpted Scarlet Witch, but
So
there's no sculpted Black Widow.
Black Widow, right? So Black Widow, no sculpted version. Now you have Moon Knight with no sculpted version. Obviously, the sculpted version is Mr. Knight, right? So
Right.
I don't know. My thing is, and my question to you is, why do you think that they're doing that? Why do you think? And again, it's not for everything. It's not for everybody, for every figure. But why do you think that they're picking and choosing who to make both ways, artisan and sculpted? Why do you think they're like, for example, this is a problem, right? This is a big problem because think about it, right? You could get one of each. You could get Mr. Knight and you could get Moon Knight, right? So you're gonna get, and I'm not talking about artisan. I'm not talking about artisan. We're talking about Mr. Knight and your standard Moon Knight, right? So your standard Moon Knight comes with only one head sculpt, so that's out of the question, right? Then you got Mr. Knight, you got two head sculpts, right? You got the mask and you got the sculpted version of
Right.
What's his name? My God, what the hell is his
Oscar
name?
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac, right? So now you could display which way you want to display Mr. Knight, right? You could pick between obviously masked or head sculpt. Cool. So now regular Moon Knight, one choice. Mr. Knight, you got two. Now, if you get rooted Moon Knight, then you got two options,
Right.
Because you got rooted hair and mask. And if you get Mr. Knight, you still got the two options, right? The thing is, you could interchange head sculpts, right? You could do one on one and one on the other. You could use the sculpted on this and this on the Mr. Knight. So that's not the issue. How would you, or how are you planning on displaying your two?
So you know what I thought though, just going back to your point about, because the original was just a masked version, right? Part of me wonders if one of their strategies too for, and I don't know, obviously they're in it to make money and they want to sell as many figures as they can, but I was thinking if somebody already has that original and is not interested in picking up the artisan, but they want that sculpt for their Moon Knight, right? You always have the option potentially of picking up Mr. Knight, depending on the adapter, obviously, and using the unmasked sculpt with your Moon Knight, right? You can probably do that.
Oh, absolutely. Because
Right,
it's going to be the exact same body. The problem is, right? The problem is that those neck pegs with the rolling eyes.
That's the thing, right? That's is it going to be the same adapter, or you're going to be screwed out of luck, right? Look, for me, the original Moon Knight is going to stay the way it is, right? It can be very dynamic with the cape. I think this version I want to keep with the, if I get it, right? Because we're all going to be on the queue on Friday for this one. But if I do manage to get him, right, there's no way I'm not displaying the sculpt. Right? There's no way
that's the thing. Now, for a person who doesn't have a Moon Knight and they're getting this as their first one, if they get it, right? it would be a waste to not display this head sculpt.
Right, but then you have the other side, flip side of the coin is, right, it's Moon Knight, right? Part of the appeal is to show him with the mask, right? Because that's kind of
With
the
the light up
character
eyes, with the light up
with the
eyes.
light up eyes, which so Hot Toys is giving you like a lot of options here. Like for those of us that own that original one, you at least have an option to do that, right? For this guy now to pick up the second one, you get to show that sculpt. And then for the Mr. Knight, Mr. Knight is interesting because I also have the So-So version of him, and I think you do too. So now it's going to be like, I'm going to want to showcase that sculpt because that sculpt is awesome, right? That sculpt is amazing.
Now, are you getting Mr. Knight as well?
Yeah, I'm going to get him.
And you have So-So toys as well.
Yep. So my thought with the So-So toys now one is because I don't need the two of them in the suit, right? The Hot Toys one specifically, I didn't see any shots with the jacket off.
Correct.
And that's one thing that the So-So toys did, which is the jacket off with the rolled up sleeves.
Yep.
So that's already going to be the look that I go for with the So-So, and the Hot Toys is going to be
you're gonna have the mask with the bolly sticks, with the collie sticks on
that one, yeah,
on that one.
Yep.
So rolled up sleeves, mask, and the sticks.
Right, and this one is going to be the suit, the Oscar Isaac sculpt, and probably the sticks.
Oh, you only have one So-So toys.
I only have the one So-So one. I didn't pick up multiple. And I'm glad I did it because then I'd be a little bit more pissed off that Hot Toys did them. Well, so I'm glad because now I can definitely do two very different looks.
Well, that's my question because I have two Mr. Knights and then I have two Moon Knights as well. So now
now you're gonna get another Mr. Knight.
Right. So I'm gonna have 3 and 3. I have
a lot of Moon Knights.
I have one with the head sculpt of So-So toys. Then I have one with the mask, right? One Moon Knight, one of each. Then I have one Mr. Knight with the mask on, and then one Mr. Knight with the rolled up sleeves, and then with the Oscar Isaac, right, with the head sculpt. So now I'm gonna have 3 of each. Imagine that. So yeah, I noticed the same thing with the suit of the Mr. Knight. That they don't show you with the suit off. They don't show you with the rolled up sleeves, which is weird, right? Because they've been using those arms with the veins on them for a long time. But I think the issue is because the suit is so nice, and we're going to get into it right away, because the suit is so nice, right? And I think that the undershirt, it might have an undershirt that they may not want you to mess with, even though you don't really see it, right?
Right.
So it may be somewhere like up higher. I can tell you it's not cut off. It's not a wife beater. So
no.
I don't understand why they would do that. I don't understand why they wouldn't show you that if they know and and everybody knows that that's one of the most iconic looks of him on the show, right? That made him look like a badass with the rolled up sleeves. Again, it could be that they didn't want people messing with the undershirt. They didn't want people taking the stuff off. I have a feeling, though, I can tell you this right now. Maybe they didn't show it, but it doesn't mean that we're not able to do it. I think we're still going to be able to do it.
Right.
I have a feeling that we're able to do it. Again, I don't see why we wouldn't be able to do it. People will find out when they get it, right? As soon as you remove that jacket, you're going to see, oh, man, we can't do it. Or, yes, we can. How do you feel, Rudy, about the outfit? How do you feel about the tailoring of the outfit? How do you feel about the shoes now having the So-So toys?
I think it looks really good. The tailoring on this one is great, right? The tailoring on the So-So was great too. This one looks like it has a little bit more detail on some of the textured elements, right, on the jacket. But it's very similar in the sense, right? Like, I'm very curious to get them hand in hand to see how different they are, because I thought the So-So toys one has the same kind of patterns.
They do.
So, I mean, it's a white suit, right? It's pretty hard to get it like wrong. That's the thing, right? We're not talking about a super complex superhero suit with a bunch of buckles, right? It's a suit, and it's all about the texturing. Now, I will tell you, some of these shots, the texture here looks a little finer than the one on the So-So.
Oh, absolutely. And look at that
So,
gloss. You see the light hit it
yup,
and how beautiful, like it gives it like this beautiful shine to it. The
right,
suit material is beautiful. One thing
right.
about the eyes, how do you like the eyes? Because I feel like they look funky to me. I don't know. They're, the Moon Knight eyes were kind of like rounded, like perfectly round, and these look a little bit like they're
You know,
squinted a little bit. I
well,
don't know.
I think they're trying to give him a little bit of emotion, like he's giving
Yeah,
you a
I
look, right? Like
figured.
he's
I,
squinting, yeah,
I figured, but it didn't translate well. I can tell you that because it looks
right.
funky. I don't like it.
And that's what makes this one a little bit easier, right? I think it looks fine, but that's what it makes the decision for me easier to just show him with the unmasked sculpt for
Right.
this version at least, right?
Correct.
Because we already have the social one that has a
Right.
great
Which is
looking
great. Correct.
right mask sculpt. So look, this is great. I'm not going to get rid of my social, right? I'm like you. I'm not going to get rid of my figures just because there's a new version. I'm just thinking there's now a great option for an alternate look. And Hot Toys. And look, going back to this, how long ago did the show come out? I think 2 years ago, right? Or 3 years at this point. The show's been out for a while, and the fact that it just shows, don't count Hot Toys out, right? Even when we think they're not going to do anything, right? They're not going to do Mr. Knight. Like they just revealed him, and they just dropped the pre-order, so anything is up for grabs right now.
Michael just sent me a screenshot of how much he's going for. $600 on. I forget who this is.
For what? For She-Hulk?
$600. Beetlejuice is charging for Sideshow. Um.
But that's their
ooh,
Beetlejuice too, right? There, it's not the Hot
yes,
Toys one.
yes, yes. No, it's their Beetlejuice. So my God, $600. So now the price for the artisan, which we don't have yet, but we have this guy for 255. What do you think of that price?
I think it's fair. Two sculpts. You're getting two, including a full revealed sculpt, and then the rest of the body is very basic. I mean, it's kind of in line with your trooper pricing, right? Your standard clone trooper, stormtrooper. So, look, do I think it could be cheaper? Yeah, but I think in today's market, it's actually a pretty reasonable deal, right? It's on the cheaper side for Hot Toys.
Right, 255 is not terrible. You're getting, and not only are you getting two head sculpts, you're getting a light up function head sculpt too, which obviously we got to pay for that. That's not cheap. That's not
Right.
free. So that's yeah, it's not a terrible price at all. The outfit looks beautifully tailored. It doesn't look too horrible, even though I think it could be the pictures only. Maybe a little bit too baggy the pants, but I feel like they're doing that for if you're trying to put him in some type of pose. But again, if you pay attention, this is like the most dynamic pose they show you.
Right. It's not like they've got him like the Moon Knight where he's like
Correct.
jumping and crouched
Right.
or something like that.
Right.
Look, it looks good, and I think would I like for them to be cheaper? Yeah, but one thing I noticed too as somebody who likes to collect third parties and non-Hot Toys figures, right? everything is getting more expensive. Because even with this one, one of the moments I had yesterday when I was looking at the price and this morning, I was thinking like I was going through some of the third party stuff that's coming out and some of the other companies that are putting out their figures, and everybody's creeping up, right? Even third party. Remember, it used to be like sub 200, and now some of them are creeping over that $200 mark. So when you look at the market, whether we like it or not, 255 for a Hot Toys figure with two sculpts, a light up feature, and actually the unmasked sculpt being this good.
Yep.
Right.
That's another thing.
It's really, I think it's reasonable for today's market. Do we have to like it? Not necessarily, but it is what it is.
Now, question for you. Did you notice also how different this sculpted hair looks from the rooted hair? I feel like that the head sculpt with the rooting looks like night and day compared to this. It looks so much better. And it's the exact same thing. There's no difference whatsoever. No. And the hair makes that other head sculpt look incredible.
Well, this one looks almost a little bit more more neat, right? It looks like a neater
cut. Cleaner, more
cleaner cut, right? The other one looks a little bit more disheveled, which you know what, it also gives, even though it's the same exact look, it gives you that different, it's not the same sculpt being used or the same look. It just gives you that extra level. And I agree. Like, look, I think this sculpt is fantastic. I think Hot Toys is killing it with the sculpted hair, because I'm impressed every time I look at one of their figures that just has sculpted hair. The level of detail that they're able to get is pretty incredible, right? The dynamic pieces that they're doing with like the John Wick that we
Yep,
saw with
the
X-23 with
interchangeable.
WandaVision, pretty amazing.
Yeah, the interchangeable.
But the artisan, man, this was one where when they posted the pictures and I looked at that, it looked like a snapshot
It
from the
looked
show,
very
right?
real. It looked
Like a
very real.
promotional shot, right? So that's credit to the sculpt and the hair. That right, it just looks phenomenal. I was impressed, and that was one of the moments where I was like, do I need this? That lasted like a second, because then I'm like, absolutely right, I have to try to get this, because
Yeah, I was hoping you didn't collect this one. So now, yeah, the hair looks incredible. Again, we talked about the articulation. Doesn't look like it's, incredibly articulated. Again, it
Right.
shouldn't be. It doesn't have to be. This is more of a classy piece because of that suit, right? It's not so
Right.
much like a battle suit like the Moon Knight suit is supposed to be, even though he kicks more ass with this one sometimes than the other one. This would have been a great figure to make a battle damage with, you know what I mean? A bloodied up one like they did, like Soso Toys did the Kingpin.
The Kingpin.
Something like that would have been sick with the rolled up sleeves. Now,
Yeah.
would you be mad? Would you be mad if Hot Toys gives you a third Moon Knight a battle damage Mr. Knight like this with a rooted head sculpt?
No,
And
I wouldn't be mad, but
battle damage.
Oh, with battle damage?
Yeah, like on his face and everything, like blood on his face.
I probably wouldn't be mad, but I don't know that I would go for it, just because it's too much, right? Because at that point I'd have 4 Moon Knights, right? And even though they're different looks, I don't know that I'd invest in that one.
How many Star-Lords do you own?
Star-Lord? Yeah, but they have got different looks. That's the thing, right?
That's what I'm saying. This would be a different look too.
Yeah, but that right, it's like it's like little blood. No way.
Well, no, you can have one with the sticks and then one like messing with the gloves like this.
That's too much though. Because look, and that's the thing, right? Like, yes, 255. Look, for Hot Toys, reasonable, but you start adding that up, right? And not only that, Hot Toys isn't done. Hot Toys has so much stuff coming out, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, right? 2025, I don't even want to think about what they've got in store for us. The year's not even over. We've still got, what, 3 weeks? I wouldn't be surprised to get another couple of drops. I wouldn't be surprised if Thursday we get another drop. So they're just coming after a wallet.
Today's Tuesday. Oh yeah, absolutely. This is not it for the week. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? We're
gonna get releases and we're gonna get pre-orders.
They started on a Monday. Okay.
Yeah.
They started on a Monday. They usually start on Tuesday. They started on a Monday.
Right.
So they're trying to unleash before the year's over. Buckle up. There's also a list going around. Shout out to Sean, I believe, or he posted either Sean or Patrick, one of those two guys, one of the members, in the group chat, and it looks like a bunch of stuff is coming early. I believe Supergirl is now changed. I think, right, Rudy, to December. You said,
yeah. Even Sideshow had her as shipping December, which is funny. It's almost like, you know how sometimes you'll get simultaneous releases where something will drop overseas and then like that same week we start to get the invoices.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we're starting to see some kind of turnaround like that, where we're going to start getting invoices very quickly.
Yep. And also, guys, like I said, we haven't gotten anything from Sideshow. According to them, their Black Friday sales slowed everything up. So that's why nothing's shipping. I don't think it's anything bad or anything serious. I just think, they have a lot going on, and, a lot of the inventory that left during Black Friday, probably cleaned out their warehouse, and they're probably, remodeling or rearranging or something. That's what they're trying to catch up with our orders. In Chatify, Joker 2 is streaming on Max this Friday 13th. Yeah, I think everybody hated that, no?
Yeah, I don't even have any interest in watching. I heard so many bad things about it.
Ernesto says, will the suit and Mark
and Moon Knight
being white will turn yellow? No. So there have been figures that have had outfits that have turned yellow. For example, the Bruce Wayne Batman Returns tuxedo white shirt. That thing is yellow like your teeth. Okay, like super super yellow. Again, just turn yellow for no reason, and you could wash it, right, if you really care about having it brand new, clean. You do some water, some OxiClean, and just just leave it there, and it'll come back to white. Again, I would never do that, but you can. So the materials that they used years ago, some of them for whatever reason they did turn yellow. Some of the whites, at least, they did turn yellow. So at this moment, I can tell you, I hope not. Right? I don't think they should be turning yellow. I think in 2024, I think they figured out what doesn't turn yellow. Again, anything's possible. We will never find out until it's too late. So how do you feel about that? How do you feel about do you think people think, or do you think about things like that when you see something all white like that? You're like, man, is this going to turn yellow on me ever, or not really?
Sometimes I do, especially with like, for me, it was more. It's not an immediate thought, but like when I got the Kingpin, we were talking about the So-So battle damage version, right? That he has the swappable suit with the blood damage. I noticed off the bat that out of the box it was already yellow in certain areas,
Right.
and I thought that's interesting, right? And then I started noticing that it was like showing up in some other parts of the figure. It doesn't bother me as much. It's just one of those things with collecting, right? Like pleather, there's a chance it could happen, but I don't know that it's going to stop me from getting one of these figures.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you right now, they're going to be incredible. They're going to look incredible. They're going to look a little bit bigger, slightly meatier than the So-So Toys ones. I could tell you right now, just because overall those Hot Toys bodies are bigger, and like I tell you guys all the time, usually So-So Toys is around the same size as Hot Toys. So hopefully I'm wrong about that. But I have a feeling just from the pictures, it looks a little bit, a little bit.
Although you know what, from a height perspective, it looks like that he might be a little bit shorter than the So-So Toys one, because the So-So Toys one is a little tall,
right?
And this one, it looks like they have him at like 11.3 inches or something, or 11.8 inches, because he's a little bit shorter. So, right, they may be going. I think there's a picture that they have him with the height, but they're gonna go for more accuracy.
I have a folding chair. I have a 1/6 scale folding chair, and I think, and
that's a great look.
Well, so I bought it because I wanted to do, that Terminator with the chip in his head. I forget which one it is, the DX, whatever it is. And so, or the DX08, whatever it is. And so, I bought it because I wanted to get that scene of him, like, getting his chip out of his head. And I never used it. So I have it sitting there. So worst case scenario, if I got to put him like this, seated, he looks incredible.
He looks great. There's also a shot where he can actually hold the two sticks in one hand, which I think is pretty cool.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, because I'm like, how is that happening?
Right, there they have him.
Right here. And I think it's blue tack, because there's no way the hand is wide open, first of all. So I'm going to show you right now, because when I saw it, I was like, how is that even a thing right now? His hand is wide open and he's holding, there it is.
They've got to have that with some kind of tack. Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no way. Look, they're both the same exact hands, one on either side, right? So they're both wide open. How is that holding this like this?
But that's a great look, man. I would definitely consider doing that with mine.
No, absolutely. But again, blue tack, 100%.
This is,
or magnetic. Imagine. Oh, if it was magnetic.
That would be cool, but I don't know that they're doing that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. They're not going to copy InArt. So again, here is another pose. Very basic when it comes to articulation, nothing crazy, but they're showing you that it does something, right? That it's a body that does it does stay in poses. It'll get some nice, decent poses. The sneakers are beautiful. Look at that. Really, really nice.
This is a great looking figure. And you're right, the material. There's a shininess to that material too.
God, beautiful. It looks like a real tuxedo.
It looks like a real like satin, or what is it, like silk material.
Silk.
That's very, and you can see the lapel, right, is a little bit more the traditional cotton. So they did a good choice with the materials.
It's beautiful, very clean, very sharp. Like I said, the tailoring on the suit, beautiful. Everything about it. But that head sculpt, man, that head sculpt is gorgeous.
Right.
Gorgeous.
And now just imagine with the Khonshu that we got, right? Even though the third party Khonshu, that's gonna look, just that display is gonna look amazing.
Oh my god.
Now at this point.
I just wish that Khonshu did something besides fall over, you know.
I know.
We got Barry. How are you, my friend? Welcome.
Hello!
Yeah, actually, I took some pictures of it today.
Yeah, is it tipped over?
And well, no, I took pictures of it today because I was taking pictures of my Moon Knight. Like when Hot Toys announces something and I have the previous figure, I usually post it the same day or the next day. And I was taking pictures of the Moon Knight with Khonshu, and I'm like, God, this figure's so useless because he just stands there. He's just like a big log, just
right. It's not a figure you're gonna have like posed up. He's literally just standing there with the staff. You know the one figure I hope, and I don't think it would come from Hot Toys, although who knows at this point. But the one figure I would hope a third party company would do would be a Scarlet Scarab, just to complete the line.
Correct, and I think
she
they
looked
will.
cool.
I think they will.
She looked cool with the wings.
Right, very basic figure. I think
Very basic, yeah.
I don't think Hot Toys got into it because again, who is she? How popular is she? Right, even her superhero character. How popular is that character? Right, not really.
Right, not very at all.
Right, so that's why they didn't bother. That's just I'm assuming that's why they didn't bother. I think already by now there should have been a third party company at least announced it, but the fact that they haven't says a lot. Maybe they feel like it's not going to sell, but I can tell you this. People will most likely get secondary figures to go with their Hot Toys.
Right.
Over getting secondary figures to go with their third party figures. You know what I mean? So now that Hot Toys made this and went this deep with this line, I think somebody will.
I think you've seen it, right? Third party's bizarre too. Like all of a sudden, like the Ghost figure from Ant-Man and the Wasp came out of nowhere years after the movie. So they pay attention to, and they might be saying, oh, some people might want this to complement this line, and so we might potentially see them. I think. Right. I'm with
Derek.
you.
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing.
Welcome. Guys, there's 40 of you guys in here. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you guys for being here as well. Let me catch up with you guys real quickly. Let me see what you guys are saying. Magnet. Oh, look at that. Blinket says magnet. We'll see. We'll see if they copy InArt. Don't lie to us.
Although InArt abandoned the magnet on the hands.
Don't lie because they couldn't do it. They brought it into the community and they couldn't even do it. Imagine.
They couldn't get it.
Imagine being so useless that you come in with a new feature that you can't even master, but you brought it in, but you're useless. Unreal. Ernesto, why? How dare you? Khonshu is a cool one. I am selling the idea to Thule.
No, Khonshu is a cool one.
The figure is great, right? You'll never get another Khonshu ever again, besides that S01 that's 12 inches tall.
Right.
But the figure is just like it doesn't do anything, right? It either holds the staff or it doesn't.
It's almost like a power pose.
Literally.
Right? It's like
and you bend the elbows and like that's about it. You don't bend the wrist at all.
Right.
The legs don't really bend much. The ankles definitely don't bend. So it's just a very very stiff figure, right?
Right.
It's just meant to stand there and look pretty for Moon Knight. That's it.
Right.
And it does the job. It does the job.
And you know what? Now that we're getting that artisan Moon Knight, that's the one that I would probably put in front of the Khonshu, right? The unmasked one in front of Khonshu, while I have the other one doing something dynamic.
Now,
like
where do you have
flapping?
Where do you have your Khonshu since it doesn't fit anywhere?
Oh, right now it's back in the box. I put it back in the box until my Maja cases come in.
No. So now, question: what did you get? DF-120s?
No, I got I got a couple of those, and then I got the 6-scale ones. Because he's gonna need a bigger one.
I was gonna say, is that gonna fit in the 6-scale? I don't think so.
No, he's gonna need a bigger one.
Right.
So,
The
so
one
I've got a couple of the bigger ones. So I've got the 6 scales, then I've got a couple of the corner units. So that's where I'm going to put the Hulkbuster and some of the bigger figures, and then I got to get more.
How many did you order? How many are you waiting for?
So I did so before so for those of you that realize now, right, I moved the desk. That's why you don't see the figures behind me. Now I'm up against the wall because I'm making space, because they're supposedly in California and they're supposedly shipping to me soon. But because I reconfigured how I was going to do the room, I ordered half of the room. So it's going to be a U, but I only ordered half of them. So I have to order the other half at this point. But it's going to be like 1, 2. It was expensive. I don't even want to go over how much it was.
Oh my God. You're waiting now. So by 2026, you should be done, correct?
So, but yeah, by 2025, I should have half the room done. And by 2026, I should have the other half of the room done. But I've got the cases, so it's going to it'll grow. Listen, it'll be a project.
Tully said it's official. Conchu sucks. It doesn't suck. Actually, when it comes to articulation of the neck, it has a full 360-degree rotation, and it goes literally from like here, like all the way down. Like it's really good in that sense. But again, when it comes to, remember, it's all wrappings. It's wrapped, right? So it's all like what's that called? That
medical tape, right? It's medical tape that they
right.
used, yeah. And you know what? I'll giving them credit too. They gave you that clear peg, that elongated clear post for
That's
the
what I'm
neck.
saying, for the neck.
So it looks like it's
So it looks
floating,
like
which
it's
is just like
floating.
on the
Correct.
show. So
I'm
they did a good job with that.
The figure is perfectly fine. It's just,
Right.
again, it's not articulated. It's not like anything else, but the figure looks great.
Right.
The wraps, the mummy wraps are all dirty, so it looks, it looks weathered. It looks filthy. Really nice. It's just, it's not going to do much, and it's not supposed to anyway. If you go watch the show, what is he doing? Sometimes you saw him sitting.
Right.
Most of the time you saw him standing, holding the staff, moving his hands, talking,
sticking his hand out like to grab something.
He didn't do anything, so that's why it's okay, right? It's okay for what it is. But when you're like trying to stand it up and there's no ankle articulation, you're like, this sucks. You know,
because there's no stand. It's not like you can get a waist grabber, right?
Correct.
So you have to kind of like lean him against something or make sure you get him in a pose that's solid.
Correct. I think I see Paul. Paul, my friend. I don't even know if I said hello to you, but hello, my friend. So
but
Rudy,
this is great.
1 to 10, head sculpted.
You know what? I'm gonna give this one a 9. And the only reason I'm giving it a 9 is because we saw the rooted. That's the only reason. Because the rooted to me is a 10. That looks so real. That's the only reason I'm giving this one a 9. Because it's good. They're both good.
Yeah, no, this thing. Look at this thing, guys.
And look at that shot. Just that looks.
This looks like him. Okay.
Yeah.
Like this looks like a movie poster. Okay.
Yep.
That's how crazy this is. It's
like this is one of those things that when you see some news articles, like, because you know how Hot Toys has popped up in some news stories. This is one where you could see a reporter saying, Oscar Isaac's coming back for Moon Knight, and they took this picture. Correct. And it's a fake, it's a 6-scale figure. I mean,
no, and remember also that it could 100% pass for it, because if you think it's fake, right? The first one was all clean. This is all dirty. So you're like, oh, it's probably, it could easily be a part 2 because the suit's not the same.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how you could get away with it. But look at that thing, guys. Gorgeous.
It's like, no. This is one of the best sculpts Hot Toys has done.
Absolutely.
Hot Toys is killing it with the sculpts at this point.
Absolutely.
It's insane.
Absolutely. Look at that. This thing is so gorgeous. I'm telling you guys, whoever doesn't want it, I'll take it. Okay. Because look at the eyes, man. The eyes are so good. Look at the 5 o'clock shadow, how it's gray.
It's all done really well. This is
perfect.
This is a really impressive figure.
Now, would you have rather a different expression, mouth open a little bit maybe, or angry, a little bit more angry, even though he looks a little, angry here.
I think this one looks good. If anything, then I would have wanted something a little bit. It would have been nice to get something a little different for the Mr. Knight.
Right.
But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. They did such a good job with these that
Right.
it's like this is awesome.
Yeah, no, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Also, guys, our new release. So, Rudy, you, I'm guessing, are done once you get this in the collection, correct?
Yeah, I think I've got all of them at this point. You know, other than hopefully one day we'll get the Mantis and the Drax, but who knows at this point? But Hot Toys, you never know, given what they're doing now.
Now,
So
question: why don't you, instead of waiting for the Mantis, why don't you get a second Nebula? Use her, the Mantis
I
hands,
thought about it.
and then you just put, obviously you don't use the jetpack, but use, swap the head, and there's your Mantis. Because that's literally what they're gonna do.
Right, because it's not like, I mean, there might be a slight difference in scale, but it's going to be slight enough where they're not going to do
There's
a
gonna
new
be
suit for it. They're going to do.
It's gonna be the exact same body, and there's gonna
Right.
be obviously her hand and Mantis's head. It's gonna be.
I think
maybe,
the biggest thing is
shoes. Maybe different shoes.
right. I think the biggest thing is she has the mechanical arm, right? So
Correct.
it's only one sleeve, so you'd almost have to get a second suit with a second sleeve so you can kind of doctor it up a little bit.
Oh wow! I didn't even see that. Never mind. You can't do that. I'm just noticing that now. With the she's got
Because she's got the exposed arm, right? The mechanical. That's Hot
Yeah.
Toys. Hot Toys is smart, right? They're like,
Yeah, Mantis is gonna be flexing one silicone arm, and the other one's
right.
gonna be tucked into the sleeve.
Right.
Oh man, I completely forgot. Yeah, no, it's not gonna work, guys. Never mind. This is why I don't.
So you'd have to doctor it up. You'd have to come up with a
Yeah,
sleeve.
you know who could pull that off? Albert,
Luch.
that peasant. No, Luch, if it needs anything more than a body swap, he's useless. Okay. But Albert, he will definitely actually Luch could sew. So I don't know. Maybe a collaboration between Albert and Luch. Luch will sew the sleeve, and then Albert will put it together. So how would you display this once you get it?
So this one, it's the jetpack with the wings, and then
Is this?
I think that's the pack that goes around
no,
her
that's
like
the vest. That's the vest.
that's
yeah.
the vest, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a picture they have with the wings, and this like one of these arms. I don't know which one I'd pick yet,
Yeah,
but
the
I
blade.
kind of like the blade. I
the-
think looks good.
See, I like the blade, but I like the cannon arm too. You know what I mean? The cannon arm is badass, but that blade is like, it looks like it's hot too.
That's why I think I'm gonna go blade with the wings, and she can be hovering over with the
See,
other
look
guys.
at that. How badass is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This was definitely. I think it's gonna be the blade, and as soon as they announced her with that jetpack of sorts, that's how I wanted to display her. I want to show those wings, even though she's got the team suit and you can have them all standing there. It just gives you something a little different from her.
Yeah, look at that, man. These arms are so sick.
They're good, man.
Yeah,
They're really good.
That blade one is gorgeous. Look at that. Even the purple. Look how nice that looks.
It just standing. Look at how good that looks.
Yep, really nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
now,
this is awesome.
who you getting it from? Sideshow, right?
Sideshow, yeah.
She's shipping yet or no?
Not yet. So my final payment is due on the 15th. I doubt that's coming at this point.
Ash says, that sounds like too much work. That sounds like too much work. Oh, Brad said, it ain't just egg pass. Peasant, you sound like Nefty. Unreal. Where is Nefty? He hasn't said a word all night. See? Unbelievable. Peasant.
You know what? Yost wishes he could make a figure like this.
Yeah, exactly. Watch, you guys are gonna get a body swap from Luch. So here it is. This is gonna be you very soon. Did you get a notification for it yet or no?
No. Like I said, my final payment, if you look at the calendar, is scheduled for the 15th. There's no way this is coming in on the 15th. So I think she's gonna get delayed. Or they might surprise me because I'm supposed to get her and John Wick.
You're not getting surprised because you would have already. You know,
I would have. They would have said something like, "You're be ready." So the surprise or the not surprise is going to be that email either today or tomorrow saying, "We delayed it. Get ready to pay for this in January."
Right.
But yeah,
Now,
I'm looking forward to getting her.
Now, having them all so far, how satisfied are you with the line? Are you happy with it? Do you think they could have been better? Do you think they could have changed something?
You know, the Star-Lord in hand, it is the sculpt is so much better than the pictures. You know, they don't do him justice. The Groot is awesome. That figure, if you get a chance to get him, especially with the arms, the multiple arms coming out of with all the guns, that figure is amazing. The only one that I would have maybe done a little bit different is the Rocket. The Rocket sculpt, they updated to give him a slightly different look.
Yes,
It's okay. That's the only one that I'd be a little like, maybe they could have done something a little different. It's still great, especially with all the weapons.
Isn't that better than the no expression face that we get?
100%. So that's why I'm like, because with Rocket they were getting lazy, right? They were just doing the same thing over and over again. It's a great line. It's a great line. If you have them in hand, I know some people are passing on them because, you know, it's not the traditional suit, not the traditional look, right, for Star-Lord. But if you have them in hand, they're all amazing figures. That Star-Lord is probably the best Star-Lord sculpt we've gotten to date, even with the messy hair, right? The Rocket looks
the
great.
likeness
wise, yeah. And that Groot is a monster of a figure. And if you got the deluxe, there's just so much to it that Hot Toys did.
Right.
And it's even got the what is it? What do they call that? The mossy parts are actual
yes,
textured fat. It's not plastic. So there's so much that they did well with those figures.
Right.
So it's a great line. Hopefully they complete it with the other two, but you know, if they don't, it's still pretty good.
So total, let's ballpark how much you spent on this whole thing right here.
250, 300. What? Like 1,200 probably?
1,200. I'll get them all for less than 600.
Yeah, but for me as a Marvel person, I can't. Can you imagine? This is the problem when you collect the line, right? And I'm sure like all these people that we know that collect Star Wars do that too, right? Because you know that it's the fear that when you got all these figures in line, you're gonna miss out on one, right?
Absolutely.
So I can't.
That's why TK421 always gets the figure is announced today and he gets it tomorrow. The video's ready to go the next day. The figure is out today. He's got the video going tomorrow. 2,000 views in 5 minutes. Unbelievable. Unreal. Every time. Every day all I see is I go through my feed. Oh, the figure. Here is Nebula's out. Scroll
Here's
up.
Revan.
Oh, there is TK421 with the video ready to go. Unbelievable. TK, let her breathe, okay? Let her breathe. No, he's got his engagement, man, is insane. Okay? Like, people love his channel. People love his videos. I mean, they're great videos too.
They are.
There's nothing like, I'm not saying anything bad, but he is so selfish with the views. He doesn't share. He doesn't share at all. Let me see what else I got. Yeah, so again, beautiful, very classy figure.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
And it's different, right, from the previous version of Nebula that we got.
Well, it looks more badass. It looks fancier. It looks different.
Right, the arms, right? Everything looks
right. It looks updated. It doesn't make you feel like you're getting the same exact thing again. You know what I mean? Like, for example, even though Star-Lord has been different somewhat with the first release, the second release, obviously now the third release,
right?
But you're still like, all right, like it's pretty much the same person, you know, the same thing with Star-Lord. Right now, the last one is, you know, completely different than the other two.
Right, which is what made that figure appealing.
Correct.
Right, that's been my issue with like because I buy a bunch of iterations, right? I don't mind having multiples of a character in my collection, but like Captain America, like his Civil War suit was very similar to the Age of Ultron suit. So to me, when it came time to buy those, I was like, because they reused the same sculpt, they didn't give you an updated sculpt or anything, and I was like, that one I passed on because it was the same one, right? And I'm like, do I need the same look again? But every time they change, that's why Marvel and Hot Toys get me whenever there's a suit change, because every time there's a suit change, I want because it's different. It's like I have to have it, you know. That's the thing.
You know who they don't get? Mike.
That's right. Because he's like, no.
to him, everything's the same. Everything's the
He's
same.
like,
I
no.
don't want this. It's the same thing. Even though it's completely different, he's like, oh, it's a reissue. Just so he doesn't have to waste his money on it. All right, so here it is. Look, even the arm articulation. Look how nice it looks with the arms folded.
The crossed arm looks great, man.
Yeah, beautiful. I wonder why they never added that removable piece from Endgame. You know what I mean? The piece that like she removed herself for us to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
A little magnetic little piece of metal. But again, that would have cost.
That would have been
more
easy, but but then it's an extra $10 for that, right? And then it starts adding
Well,
up.
it would have cost them an extra 5 cents. It would have cost us an extra 200. Because that's how they do. But yeah, gorgeous. What would you rate this just from pictures before you get it?
I'll say a 9. Solid
Yeah,
9 on this one.
She looks great. Now, do you notice differences in the head sculpt from the other one, the Infinity War one?
I have to look. It might be maybe slight.
Yeah, it's got to be at least the color's got to be a little bit. The tone of the
It's
color,
a little different. Yeah, a little bit different, but it still looks great, man. I'm getting this one for the suit, right? The suit, the different look, the jetpack, the arms. That's the big appeal right there.
Yeah, no, that's
look. Hot Toys is killing it, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Even the most basic of figures, like when you guys were making fun of the cane, right? And I know you guys were just making fun, joking around because it's basic. It's a very basic figure, but it's still an amazing, release. So Hot Toys, even the figures that are very simple, they're knocking out of the park.
Rudy, you talked about Anti-Venom, right?
Nope.
Oh, you didn't.
This came out like the day after.
Right.
After our last stream.
And what about, you talked about Iron Patriot, definitely.
Iron Patriot we talked about, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into this guy. So first and foremost, did you play the video game?
No. I've seen the game. I've seen the game played. I've had friends that have played it, but I've never played it myself. But I know about it.
Do you have PS5?
I do not.
Guys, we need a GoFundMe for a PS5 Pro for this guy, please. Somebody. So he's probably still on Atari. That's why he doesn't even know what we're talking about. All right. So, as you can see, a beautiful brand new outfit. How do you like it? How do you like the other ones? Do you own the black one? Do you own the Spider-Man, the Peter Parker version? Do you own any of the video game suits from the Spider-Man video game?
So you know what's interesting is I came close to buying the Miles Morales suit because I thought that would fit from the video game. Right.
Well, there's two video games, and there's the Spider-Man 1, then there's Miles Morales, and then there's
Spider-Man 2. Right. So I came close to getting one of them because I thought, listen, I think Miles Morales is eventually going to make it into the MCU. Mm-hmm. So we're going to get a cinematic version, but I thought that looked like it would go right in with the collection, right? I ended up passing because it was a video game character, but and then the other ones I basically justified too because I had to draw a line somewhere, and I was like, they're video game characters. No, I'm just going to stick with the cinematic characters. It's been tough because they look great. They're awesome looking Spider-Man figures, right? Each suit is different.
Unbelievable.
Too soon.
Too real. Oh my god.
But this guy, you know what? This was the first one that I saw where I thought
the white suit.
This white suit, this Anti-Venom suit, I thought I can have this. I can get this.
Sexy, right?
And I think it would fit in with the cinematic Carnage and the Venom. That's why I think this one would fit in well with those.
Well, it'll look nice next to each other, but you're going to have Venom that is 17 feet tall next to this thing that is 5 inches tall.
It's not 5 inches tall.
It's gonna look nice because of the contrast of the bright white and the black. But when it comes to size and scale, not really. I mean, it's still going to look like a Venom,
but he's going to look like when you put the Spider-Man, right? Like even if you put a Tom Holland Spider-Man next to it, it's going to look
I guess
very similar. But the thing that makes this stand out for me are the tendrils, the white tendrils that come out of his back. Yep. Because every release they've had right now has had the mechanical arms. Yep. Even the black suit has had the mechanical arms with the the venom tendrils wrapping around. This is all organic. Right. And there's a great shot and that's the one that got me, which is him kind of in the superhero pose with the tendrils just like almost look like they're coming out of the ground.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Right
and
here.
He's projecting them. And I thought, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's like this one.
Yep.
It's almost like a diorama piece right there.
Yep.
That looks awesome. I'm tempted. I haven't ordered this one, but if I'm going to get a video game one, it might be this one.
Yeah, no, this is a beautiful suit. Like I said, the texture on it is just like your black suit, your Peter Parker black suit, right? Same exact texture, just this is white and the other one is black.
Right.
But again, beautiful, really sexy suit, nice, beautiful shine to it. The black and white, you can't go wrong with that. Anything you do black and white in, it looks beautiful. Okay. Right. And then the gloss aspect of it with the lights, gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. This looks beautiful.
Right. And it's just different, right? Those, again, because you're not getting those mechanical arms, it's just, there's something about it that's unique.
It's different. It's different.
Yeah,
Harold, my friend, welcome. You made it. Nice to see you, my friend. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, no, this looks cool. This definitely looks cool. And it's
which guys do you like better?
I like the third one. The
These,
third
right?
The closed ones looks very menacing. It's all, like he looks like he's ready to throw down, right? He's like ready to beat someone up. See,
I like the standard ones, the big open-eyed ones.
They all look good.
They all look good. Even these look really good.
They all look good. I'm looking at this and look, this is why I said Hot Toys is getting you, because they're releasing like everything that looks good.
And no, not only it looks good, everything that goes together, right? So it's one piece that goes with another, that goes with another, that goes with another, that goes with another. So it's like,
and then look, to their credit, like one of the things that I've been doing, and I think we talked about this last stream, was I want things that fit in together, right? Especially because I've got such a big Marvel collection. So when something like the What If, the animated versions come out, to me, those are going to be a little jarring and they're not going to really go together. Right. But like with the comic stuff that they're doing, right? That Iron Patriot, the Doctor Doom, that Venom, the comic Venom. Now you get this Spider-Man, right, from the video game. Even though they're from the video game, they're going to mesh well together. And again, when are we going to get an Anti-Venom in the cinematic universe?
Not anytime soon.
I don't think so, right? So actually, this might be
now that the 3 Venom movies are over. That's it. I believe Sony just also announced that all of their side spin-offs
are done. They're done. Craven is going to be the last one, and that's it. They're not
right. So everything's back to Spider-Man now. So that's why I don't think it's ever happening now. I mean, can it? Of course, at any moment they could just add in symbiotes for whatever reason.
Right.
Especially if Null is going to be coming, right? Null is going to be a big part of the MCU eventually at some point. It was already introduced. Right. So it's going to get juicy. Yeah. Our next topic, guys. You guys better buckle up, because I don't want to complain. I don't want you guys complaining. I don't want you guys crying. I don't want you guys. Hold on. All right. So here we go. All right. So first, I want to get your thoughts on this beauty, because I know you love this stuff.
Oh, Lord.
So we got this beautiful figure. 1/6 Kit Kit Chen posted it on his group. Okay. So it looked like everybody got wet as soon as this was shown. I don't know why. I get that the movies were good. I get that, this is iconic, character for these Planet of the Apes movies. I get it. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Caesar by any chance.
It's Caesar, and I think this is from the. Well, I mean, he's on the bridge, so this is from like the first movie,
right? So the one, it's a cool thing, right? It's cool. It's a cool figure, right? But I could tell you this: the hair on this thing looks like straight pubes. So whoever
I know,
I said it immediately.
Before you say that, before you go on, I was psyched about this when the first picture dropped. and I sent it to Fabs, and he said exactly what you said. It looks like pubes.
The pube monkey. I
I
said,
have
"I'm
never,
getting the pube
I've
monkey."
never been like so. I don't know that I could look at this. I don't know that I could even buy it when it
Let me
comes
tell
out.
you, it's not appealing whatsoever. Again, very cool, very, it looks nice. You see that, you're like, oh, that's cool, right? But if you pay attention, all that fuzz looks like pubes, all that hair looks like pubes. It doesn't look appealing in that sense, right? Again, would it look cool on your shelf? Absolutely, right? But not for me. Whoever gets this, enjoy it. Again, this was posted by Kitchen in his group.
And he
Uh,
posted a second one that had the
I didn't see the
camo
second.
face.
Oh no, I didn't
So
see that
it
one.
had like the red paint and the war paint.
Yeah, oh, that's probably looks better than this.
That definitely looks better. So
Yeah, see, I didn't see it. If anybody saw the second one, please send it to me. I'll pull it up real quick because I didn't
but that's the thing, right? And this is where Hot Toys is getting me. And you probably think this is the right approach. It's like with Hot Toys releasing so many good things at this point, right? It's like, are you really gonna pick? Even for me, am I really gonna pick a third party figure over a Hot Toys release? Especially because they're hitting the lines that I collect. Marvel, right? Aliens, right? They got that. They had that preview picture of the girl from Alien Romulus, right? I don't know who it is, but if they release her, I'm probably gonna order her. So, there's
I was
just
just gonna say,
yeah,
her name is Rain Carradine.
she looks great, man.
No, she looks good.
She looks
Again, I don't know. I have no idea who she is, but she looks a very basic figure. This
Oh
is
yeah,
very
yeah.
basic, but she looks very good.
And the rifle, right? It
Very
just goes
fancy.
well, very
look.
fancy. The
Yeah.
base looks great.
A lot of xenomorphs on that base.
And you know what I liked in that picture too, and I noticed it earlier. Hot Toys has started to change the bases a little bit. Like you noticed the cradle, the waist grabber
Uh-huh.
was in a clear plastic tube.
Yes.
So they're starting to create something just to give you. They're trying to change it, right, so that you can use the bases and it's not as obtrusive to have like the standard crotch grabber or waist grabber.
Right.
So they're trying to hide it a little bit more. So they're definitely doing a better job on it
to make it more sleek and more appealing for pictures. You know what I mean? So you don't see so much stuff going on. Also, Rudy, real quickly, how do you feel about these news?
Nah, I mean, look, I it's okay for first pass, but it's nowhere near perfect, or nowhere near where you'd want it to be. And then look, he's gonna charge a ton of money for this stuff. And it's like, do I really need to pay that much money for a Vicky Vale? Right. I think if you're a big Batman 89 fan, if you're a big Batman Returns fan, he's hitting the nostalgia buttons. He's hitting the target. But
and he's hitting his what do you call it? His quota too.
But look, just like I said, right? You've got Hot Toys killing it right now, right? You've got look at their artisan figures from a Marvel line that I'm completely committed to, right? For those those of you who are Star Wars fans, right? They've got all those Star Wars exclusives that are coming out, right? I think I saw somebody mentioned the ATRT, right? That big thing that just dropped. That's a big ticket item. So are you going to pass on all those? Listen, if you have the budget to do everything, that's great. But if you don't have the budget and you have to be selective, are you going to pass on some of those pieces for a Vicky Vale? You might. But for me, it's not even in the, especially knowing what he's charging. If he were charging less, I'd be a little bit more open to them. But with the prices he's charging, no way.
It's a turnoff. It's a turnoff with the pricing. It's a turnoff with the fact that you don't even know what you're getting. And it's incredible. It's incredible how people are already balls deep in the product that they don't even know what it looks like. It's insane. It's insane.
For anybody getting them, I hope the figure turns out great, right? I hope they're great characters, right, from that classic movie, an iconic movie. I hope he does a great job. I hope you're happy with what you're getting, right? I think they're too expensive for what he's charging, but then again, right, we pay whatever we think You know,
Right.
that's up to each collector to decide, right, how much something is worth, and if it's worth picking something up at whatever cost that is. So if people are willing to pay that price for these characters, more power to you. For me, it's just a decision. There's other stuff that I'd rather collect, and with a limited budget, you can't get everything.
Right.
And I told you too, right? Like I told you that night that they dropped the artisan Moon Knight, knowing how much Marvel is coming in. I think, like I told you, my Star Wars collecting is gonna either end or go way down at this point.
Right. You know,
Right?
it's tough.
Because
It's tough to, like I said, I told you guys, I used to get everything. You know, now I'm still trying, trying to catch up as much as possible. I'm still trying to get everything as much as I can.
right,
It's not the same anymore. It's impossible. You could try all you want. It's impossible because it's very expensive, and it's just, is it really worth it? Right? Like, for example, Rudy is obviously, as you guys know, hardcore with the Marvel. That's why he's immediately with those Marvel.
Right.
Whatever's out, boom, he needs to get it immediately because that's his thing, right? I love Marvel. First Marvel, then DC, or Marvel and DC, the same thing, and then everything else, right? The problem is, in my head, at this point, with Marvel specifically, if it's not something limited or something artisan, right, it's most likely sitting. Right? It'll sit there. It'll be there next year, most likely guaranteed. Seeing how much money I've spent on figures that then Sideshow is giving away for free or discounting
right,
30% or 40%, that hurts. And the reason why it's an issue for me now, this has been happening for years already. The problem why it's an issue for me now is because of the amount of announcements that are constantly happening every week now. So it's not doable anymore to be throwing money away when there's announcement after announcement after announcement after announcement. So I can't afford to be throwing money away in figures that, for example, come out 260, 270, 280, and then the following year they're 180, $200. That
Right.
is painful, and you're throwing money away. And talking about me, and I feel like I'm throwing money away when I could be using that money for other figures. And Mike, on top of that, says, "Well, you're wasting even more money on tax and shipping."
right,
So that's even worse. Okay, so you guys know Mike makes fun of me all the time for spending money on tax and shipping, but when you want the figure, it doesn't matter, right? When you want that one figure, it doesn't matter. When you're buying plenty, always, multiples, constantly, it becomes an issue,
right,
So that's why I had to, slow down in that way. Like, I'm still trying to I'm still going to get the Guardians. I'm still going to go to that stuff, but I can't get everything as it comes out because it's too much too quickly,
right. And for me, what I've been doing, because I know you've been focused on the exclusives, right? The artisan, the limited releases. For me, it's like I've started doing what you recommended, which is, and look, I'm not trying to make a profit out of it or anything, but it's more to help, people in the community, people that watch us, people that we're friends with, if they really want one, and given the queue system, right? If you can get them one of these limited ones, it's pick them up and then get it for somebody who really wants them, help somebody out.
Right.
But
Well,
because if it was
there's no profit to be made. If
right,
you're talking about those points, that's not a profit. That's you're doing somebody a favor.
no, but I mean, like, how there are people that because there are people that are going in that queue for that artisan Moon Knight, and then they're gonna turn around and sell that guy for
absolutely
for a ton of money, right? And
Absolutely.
that's not.
I see what you're saying. Profit in that way. Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's because if it wasn't for that reason, I would not even be going after those exclusives at this point, because there's so much else coming out. And my fear is with imagine if I had passed on the She-Hulk, because we all talked about it and we all assumed she's going to be easy to get later on, right? Nobody liked that show. That show's going to be trash. And now she's going for $600. It's like, that's my fear. So it's like, if I don't want to miss out from a pivotal character in the collection. Right. And it's almost like, I think I've told you this before, the Marvel collection has taken a life of its own. It almost doesn't matter if the movie's good.
Correct.
because at this point I have so many of them. It's
The
more like
figures are
I
great,
want
but the
to get
figures-
the new character to
Correct.
create that universe in my
Correct.
collection.
The movies could suck all they want, but the figures are a different world. And
Right.
this is why I tell you guys, I don't need to be attached to a movie or a show or a whatever to buy a figure, because
Right.
the figures look great anyway. It doesn't matter what it is, they look great, right? So I don't need to get attached to buy a figure. People do, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? It's your money. You have to feel like you're spending it on something that is meaningful to you, right? But I don't need to do that, right? Luch, for example, what does he always say? Oh, he just buys just to buy, right? I don't buy just to buy. I love Hot Toys. I buy Hot Toys because I love them. They look great.
cool. Yeah.
Right? They look great. They're great toys, right? So that's why I buy them. It's not just to buy, because nobody's just throwing money away just because. Absolutely not, right? So that's the thing. So going to Blinken's questions here. So real quickly, what happened was I ordered a my 1966 Batmobile from them. It came and it was full of flaws, like crazy paint problem and chips and this and that, and it was just a nightmare. So he offered me a replacement, and I was just done with the company. I didn't want to deal with them anymore. And he gave me $150 what do you call it, credit. So he gave me that partial refund, and then that was it. I kept it, and I've never purchased anything from that company ever again, just because my thing is, if you're gonna sell me a product that is $1,000, $900, $200, and it gets to me looking less than perfect, right? Like it should, when you're getting a brand new product, right? Mine was a disaster, and I was like, this is so disrespectful. I was like, how can anybody send this out looking like this? So to me, that I saw that as I saw that company as, it's not a professional company. There's nothing professional about it. For a company to be licensed and send out product looking like that, and again, I know it wasn't just me, right? People accept it, and that's okay. I don't. So that was my issue with them. I just wasn't happy. I thought it was disrespectful. I didn't think it was okay to send somebody, after spending $1,300, $1,400, whatever it was, for a vehicle or a product that was nowhere near up to par for what you spend for it. So it's just disgusting. And yes, I usually try to get everything. For the longest time, I was getting everything, literally every single thing from Hot Toys. And now when they started just bombarding us with figure after figure, it's just impossible. So I try to complete as much as possible. Even now, I try to complete as much as possible. It's just not as easy, but I always try to get everything. Also, if we talk about Marvel, Rudy, if I would have missed out on that She-Hulk figure, I would have had a problem. Because
Right.
I feel like that figure, again, it's a nothing figure.
It's simple. It's the
But
most
just
basic of figures.
But just that figure, man, I'm going to tell you, you guys are going to be looking for that figure until we realize that they're never going to make that figure again. Everybody's going to be like, oh my God,
Right. There are always those figures that come out that you don't know, right? That's part of the game that you play. And there's some that you think are going to be a big hit that aren't. And there's some that you don't think are going to hit. And those are the ones that everybody wants.
Correct.
Jesus after.
And that's why I'd rather pre-order everything and cancel something than not pre-order it and miss out on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather lose $30-something on a deposit than have to overpay 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 over a figure that I didn't pre-order. So
Right.
I'll take that loss all day long over having to overpay for a figure.
Right.
Nefty says, hey Fabs, I can use that one. This guy, unbelievable. So now, Rudy, real quick, tell us everything you know about this character, about the movie, and are you excited for this? Do you care for this? And how do you think Asmus is doing this figure?
First of all, great character. I did not appreciate the disrespect that was shown to this character on Saturday's stream. You guys were horrible. Well, not you, but the rest of the panel, especially Brandon.
You could say, I was just gonna say, you could say name.
Especially Brandon. I'm calling him out.
Yeah, Brandon.
Since he wasn't a trooper, he wasn't appreciating anybody else. But No, but this is a great character, right? Kurt Russell, one of his iconic roles, and I love that Mike brought up the Pork Chop Express, right? Jack Burton, Big Trouble in Little China, another one of those great roles. But I'm a little opposite from Mike, where Mike thought Jack Burton was the key character, and he's a great character. I always thought Snake Plissken was one of those. He's like a badass, right? A rebel. And it was one of those dystopic, futuristic, New York's a prison. He has to go save the president. The Duke of New York is driving around in the car with chandeliers for headlights. It is the most ridiculous movie, but it just works somehow. And the music, right? John Carpenter. There was just so much to like about it. And yeah, sure, it's a dated movie, right? But even if you go back, there are
What
things
is it
that
about? What is the movie about?
So it's this future where basically the United States, there's no states, it's just one federal government.
Right.
New York has become a prison island, or the island of Manhattan at least, right? So Snake Plissken, he's arrested because he tried to rob a bank,
right?
And then while he's getting transported to prison, and before we meet him, the president of the United States has this little tape that's going to secure some kind of a peace treaty with the rest of the world because it's a scientific breakthrough. But his plane ends up getting crashed by terrorists onto the island of Manhattan. So the president ends up getting taken hostage by the prisoners, and they end up sending Snake Plissken in to rescue him. Right? So that's the whole story. It's very basic. And it's more about like the stuff that goes on, the craziness, right? And there's a lot of attitude to Snake Plissken, right? He's a rebel. No anti-authority. It's just a great role for him, and Kurt Russell does a great job with him. So for me, Sideshow had done this character before, and I passed on it that time because Sideshow, I'm not crazy.
It looked like crap too,
right? So then when I heard that, when I saw that Asmus was doing it, and they released this picture. Oh my God! First of all, it doesn't look like him. The likeness, this doesn't look like Kurt Russell. Right. The hair is actually kind of fine, but it just doesn't look like him. And
they're going to charge. I think the eye.
It's the eye.
Everything off. And I think it's how the eye is. How they have it sitting, because if they would have put it somewhere else, I think it would have looked different. He looks
half of these figures, right, especially third party or some of these other companies, and that's what you have to give credit to Hot Toys. It's the eyes. If you get the eyes wrong, it messes up your sculpt completely. Right. And that's where I saw this. And look, as a big fan who would like to have this character on my shelf, this was one of those moments where I was just looking at it. I'm like, there's no way I'm buying this. It looks horrible.
Yeah, no, I didn't even see that this was out until like everybody was like, what the hell is this? I was like, what the hell is that? Is right.
And they haven't even released the full pictures. They just released that, and it just looks terrible.
Right. Yeah, just that so far. And now, question for you. Hold on. Here we go. I gotta get out of here. So we are gonna get into. So wait, so why don't you like the figure? Do you own Asmus, by the way? That's what I was gonna ask you.
No, I've never picked them up because they were doing what? They were doing Lord of the Rings. And as much as I like the movies, it's the same thing. You can't collect everything.
Right. You can try, like yourself. So now, guys, we are here. We got to your favorite part of the show where we get all the complaints and all of the drama by the community professional collectors that we deal with on a daily basis.
With that in mind, I'm hopping off. No.
I'm like, no, wait. So here is number one. Well, let's start with the mild. Okay, let's start with the mild. Rob Hoyer, my friend, welcome.
How you doing?
My friend, thank you for being here. Happy Tuesday. I don't know how Asmus butchered.
That is terrible. That sculpt, I don't know what they were doing.
All right, so here we have Nicholas Biles says, hey guys, does anyone else's InArt Aragorn keep falling off the base? Mine's been falling forward off the base every couple of weeks. That's a nice warm welcome to start the The complaints, huh?
It's the same thing that happens with the Joker.
So right. So well, that's the whole point. It's like they haven't figured out the damn magnetic base. That's how useless that company is. So I talked about this last week, but I
Right.
want to bring this up again real quickly because there's a continuation to this. Okay. So remember
Okay.
this. Remember this. Here, opening the Aragon inner, but I found two details: a visible stain or of dirt on the skirt, and uh, the threads of the boots on one side are shorter than the other. Is that normal or are a defects? Right. So now,
Yeah, and I thought those were a
boom,
little nitpicky, right?
boom. Here we go. InArt says, "Hi, Osvaldo." Oh no, this was somebody else. Wait, that was just somebody else. Wait, this
Oh,
is what I
sorry.
need to. Wait. Here. So this was another conversation that was had by InArt, right? So I was right. I thought I pulled the wrong one. So InArt was telling again. This person was complaining about something. I pulled it up a few streams ago, and it says, "Hi, Osvaldo. We've checked, and this is indeed normal. Nothing to worry about." Look, people laughing at the response. Osvaldo says, "InArt collectible is a very good way of not taking responsibility for something. It is obviously wrong. If this was a Hot Toys figure, they would send me the wrong or defective parts. Anyway, my first and last figure that I bought from InArt, because it is not guaranteed that if a figure has defects, InArt will fix it. A shame." So there's your Hot Toys killer again with the amazing customer service, trying to get over on collector. How would you feel if this happened to you, Rudy?
What was his issue? Do we know what his issue is?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
It was
matter.
obviously
Is it
something. It was obviously something big enough where he didn't feel happy with it.
right?
He didn't feel comfortable with it. He was not satisfied with it, and he
Look,
felt like he needed some customer service.
look. If it's something serious enough, right, and that's the kind of response I would get, I get pissed off, especially at the cost of these things.
Exactly.
That's the thing, especially at the cost, because you're right. Because look, if the let's take an artisan figure from Hot Toys, right? They're in the $480 to $500 range, right? So they're probably the most comparable product right now. You know that if there's an issue with those, you reach out to Sideshow. Sideshow's going to fix it for you
Immediately.
right? Or they're gonna do one or two things. They're gonna tell you, listen, we don't have any more. We can give you a credit or full refund.
Yep.
You keep it. We'll give you a credit, $100 off, $50 off. Or if they have another one, send it back, or we'll send you the piece. So it doesn't. You're right. It doesn't matter. It's almost like customer service. And again, let's assume it was something significant enough. Clearly, it was for this person to complain at that price point.
Correct.
Yeah, I'd expect something better. I'd expect a replacement for that part.
Absolutely. And again, they're always going to try to get by without causing problems by saying, "Oh yeah, that's part of the figure." We got Juan Aguilera on Collector Base. He says, "There are some strange holes in my Aragorn sculpt hair. Can anyone provide a picture for comparison?" So it looks like rats ate away at the hair because he's got some holes, literal holes in the hair that do not belong there. They're not part of the hair. They're not part of the sculpting of the hair. There is no reason for this to be here in the hair. So it goes again to show you how amazing they are when it comes to sculpting. I guess Viper was not included in the sculpting head sculpts. He's only doing the rooted ones. Garbage. Hot Toys killer, garbage. How would you feel if your head sculpt came like this?
I want a new one.
But that's
like,
how
it doesn't matter if it's out of sight, right? I want it to get fixed.
But it's normal. That's how it is. It's your product is perfect.
No, that's a problem, man. And that's a problem. And look, and that's why I told you, because even with the Harry Potter figure that I got, and I'm still gonna buy InArt figures, right? Because they got me. I like that line, but I told you, like, first of all, too expensive for what you're getting. Right? Obviously, I'm willing to pay that, but it's too. I can admit you're overpaying for their product, right. And definitely, while it's a beautiful figure, it's not a Hot Toys killer. I told you that from the get-go. It's a great figure, lots of great accessories, but nowhere is it a Hot Toys killer.
He said that's where the vampire bit him. Screen accurate. He said screen accurate. This guy, unbelievable. That's my buddy Osvaldo. Oh, you know him. Tell him stop complaining and wasting his money on InArt like a peasant. No, that's bad. Give my money back. Damn. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So now,
Yeah, this is where you'd expect this to get raised to Sideshow, right? Or and for them to do something about it, right? That's what you'd expect.
So here is the last but not least, of course. So we have Manguo Bangik. He says, I am disappointed by this figure. Remember, this was the best Superman ever made. I am disappointed by this figure. It is a great figure, though. In my opinion, it is overpriced. Oh, really? Who could have told you that years ago? The head sculpt is great, 10 out of 10. That's a lie. It deserves a better paint job.
See, that's already an issue, though, because if it deserves a better paint job, then it's not a 10 out of 10.
Correct.
Right?
Exactly.
But
and this is why I always say they kiss that ass when they know themselves it's trash.
Right.
It's insane. The head sculpt is great as a 10, deserves a better paint job. I expected more detailed paint job. This really disappoints me. Clearly, you don't know about Hot Toys. The tone of the suit is great. However, it sticks with plastic sheets used for protecting the suit. It leaves me speechless. The body is bad. The body is bad. Oh my God. I like the silver plating, but I really hate the feeling and sound when I am trying to pose it. It's not smooth. Yikes. There are QC issues. For example, there are glues on the figure, and I am not the only one having this issue. It is a $300 figure. The stand and the package are great. I really love the stand. And here is the rip in the armpit that came with his figure. And you guys seem like you are not learning your lesson and keep wasting your money on this garbage. So now, Rudy, how do you feel about this? How would you feel if this happened to you, if it came like this? And obviously you own InArt as well. What is the worst thing that has happened to you? But how do you feel about all this?
I mean, this is a problem, right? Like, and you know what? It's funny when the figure got released and I started seeing the videos. I thought the same thing. I thought the sculpt, there was something not great about it. I thought the angry sculpt looked much better, right? The angry sculpt with the eyes. I think that was the better sculpt. That looked amazing. It's just the same thing to me. It's like, okay, it's a newer figure, so you would expect some improvement in tailoring and everything from the Hot Toys versions.
Correct.
Right? It goes back to that whole thing. They're overpriced, right? Even buying from them, I will tell you they're overpriced for what you're getting.
100%.
Right. And I'm getting the figures knowing that, right? So that I'm making the informed decision. But make no doubt about it, when you unbox everything, you realize it's overpriced. And then all these defects, they're issues, right? Especially when you're paying this much money, right? When you're paying this much money for the figures, it's a problem, right? Now, the Superman is one of their cheaper figures, granted, but you're still paying over $300. You expect some kind of quality control. And we talked about this too. When I unboxed the Harry Potter, I told you, I was unboxing it, and as I was going through every piece, I was kind of like, I was hoping that I had good luck. And you said it.
You're just like Nefty. You're just like Nefty.
But the fact that you're hoping,
you can't be afraid when you just spent all this money on a brand new figure that is supposed to be, there's supposed to be a high quality figure. Right.
But again, it comes down to, and look, like some of those defects, and you say it all the time, right? They're basically a glorified third-party company, because those are the defects, the hair defects. That's what I would expect from a Present Toys release, from a Daft Toys release, right? From any third party, I would expect to get that. And then I would say to myself, I'd probably reach out to Kit and say, oh, there's an issue, right? He'd take care of it. Or I might say, look, for sub $200, I can live with this. Now, for a $500 figure, right, like those Aragorn figures are $350 to $400 figure, I don't think that's acceptable. at
Well,
all.
that's the thing, you know. And again, anybody who ever praises this company is an idiot. I'm not saying that you can't like a product that they make.
Hmm.
It'll still be a bad quality product whether you like it or not. It's that simple. They're nowhere near Hot Toys. They'll never be anywhere near Hot Toys. So again, anybody, and it's funny because you see all these people, oh, this is the best figure. This is the best Superman. This is better than Hot Toys. These people clearly know nothing.
Here's my other thing that I was thinking about this too. Look at how slowly they're releasing these figures, because their shipping is a big issue. Now they're doing them in batches because they're supposed to be quality control, and clearly there is none. Right, or there's very limited. I would expect when we look at Hot Toys, because let's be honest, the Hot Toys Deadpool figure, beautiful figure, but had the ankle peg issue, right, where a lot of people were experiencing breaks. Right, we can't forgive that either, right? I'm not going to say Hot Toys gets a pass, but the difference is, look at the volume of figures that Hot Toys is releasing, and look at, of that volume of figures, how many have had issues, right? So when you look at that number, and then you look at InArt, who is releasing everything so slowly,
they've released 5 and all 5 have had issues.
If you release something that slow, right, and in batches where you're supposed to be, basically the whole point of the batch system is we're supposed to be checking everything for quality, you shouldn't have quality control issues, because they're small limited batches, right? You should be checking all of these. And the fact that you've got stuff like glue, like excess glue, that's
very
not good. That's a huge issue.
That's very basic rookie mistakes.
Right.
Glue? Seriously? Glue? You don't see it? It's right in your face.
Or even the ring that everybody had to get replacements from, right? That Kit was trying to sort out
the Cheerio,
from the Gandalf.
The Cheerio, yeah.
Yeah, the Cheerio, right? Like, how does that leave your factory? Especially, again, you're doing them in batches, right? It's taking people over a year to get their figure.
That's a good point you make. The fact that they're making them like they're making them, that batch system like they're doing it, there should be 0 errors because they're taking their time.
Right, that's what you would expect.
Things. Correct.
And when you're not releasing the volume of figures that Hot Toys is releasing,
correct.
Right? When you're releasing 5 figures and you're doing them spaced out, right? You would think common sense would dictate you've got a better quality control system because you have fewer of these.
Correct.
Right? I would expect more from Hot Toys because they're releasing like thousands of figures, right?
Correct.
Thousands, hundreds, because the exclusives, and they're releasing every week we're getting 2 to 3 drops now.
Correct.
They're releasing all these figures, and yeah, sure, some figures are going to have issues, but when you look at the sheer volume, it's clear that Hot Toys has a better quality control program in place. And not saying they don't have issues, but it's much more limited.
And that's why I will always say it. Hot Toys can have all the issues they want. They will always be the best with the amount of figures that they make. They're allowed the certain amount of mistakes that they make. The problem is a company, a mom and pop like Jazz Inc. or a mom and pop like InArt, which is not, right? They should not be having all of these mistakes. Again, for the small amount of figures that they're making.
Right.
That's the problem. It's not that they can't have issues. No, issues happen. It's
with
not
everything,
about,
yeah.
Right. It's not about not having issues. It's why are you having so many issues with every single release? That's a problem.
And if the QA/QC thing is going to continue to be a problem, then at least release all your figures quickly. Right. Then why are you doing this batch?
Right, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter
because you're clearly not doing it.
Right.
The whole point was, right, we want to address issues that might come up, because that's what John said every time he was on stream, even though we haven't seen him for like 6 months at this point. Right? Every time he was on stream for something, well, the batch system is in place so that we can make sure that everything is quality controlled, that everything we're doing everything the right way, and yet it's not happening. So it's like, so what's the point? Then just release everything.
Do you feel like he lied to you?
I think he's a salesman. He was doing what he needed to do. Yeah, I think he was saying whatever he needed to do.
Do you know anybody who said anything about the company day one when they first came out?
I know Nefty did.
Yeah, Nefty said I'm gonna go broke spending
No.
all my money. That's what he said. So
No,
yeah,
no, it's a
no,
very real conversation you've been having.
like I told you guys from day one, that company was never here for us. They were never here for the long term. They were never here for value. They were never here for anything but to take as much money as possible, as fast as possible, while you get garbage. I called it day one. If you don't believe me, go check my streams because it's in there. The moment that they canceled that 3 day pre-order window, it was over. I knew immediately what their goal
Right.
was, and here we are. So if you didn't watch that stream, do yourself a favor, go watch it, because
Yeah, and the fact that they're doing, like, again, right, they've gone radio silent. Right, they went from being on streams like every 2 months to what was your last stream?
They probably realized that, being on those streams rotted their brand,
Right, because I think the biggest thing that hurt them was the Joker, the
The
Joaquin
lies.
Phoenix, the lies, or whatever that was, right? But because
The lies.
you know what, they would have almost been better off not saying anything about Warner Brothers is imposing a price limit on us for this one. They would have been better off saying, here's your 4-pack of Jokers for this cost, and everybody would say, oh, we're getting 4 figures. Okay, do the math, it works
They
out.
tried too hard. They tried too hard to make it seem like they were doing somebody a favor, okay? And it backfired.
Right.
It's that simple. They're ridiculous. Rob, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Hello!
So that's what I mean. That company, like I told you guys from day one, whoever was watching me during that time, you heard it. The way InArt is going, how are they going to survive? Not full. Exactly. Well, that's the thing.
I don't know. Right, that's a good question.
That is a great question, because I could tell you they're not doing Hot Toys numbers by any means whatsoever.
No.
Okay, they're charging more than Hot Toys, so that's how they're hoping to maybe stay afloat. But with the amount of complaints that are going to keep happening over and over and over, people are going to start getting turned off over time, because people are still sucking it up right now, right? Look at Nefty with the Jazz Inc. People are doing the same with InArt. They're sitting there, just because it's a different company than Hot Toys, and for whatever reason, people, the new people in the community started thinking that, hating Hot Toys is a cool thing for whatever reason. And again, it's only the newbies, right? It's only the ones that don't know anything about Hot Toys. It's only the ones that just came into the hobby when InArt's hype was going up, right? Those are the people who think it's cool to hate on Hot Toys. Those are the people who think it's cool to talk bad about Hot Toys just because InArt is around, when again, you clearly don't know shit about Hot Toys. So that's why I can't stand them when people talk like that, like they know anything about anything. They clearly don't know shit. They all want to sound like they're experts, right? When they started collecting 3 years ago. And it's the most depressing thing in the world. And the sad thing about it is, then you have more tools, more inexperienced tools at that, following this nonsense, right? That's what kills me. It's like you have a retard talking about something they don't know anything about, and then another retard is following it. Kills me every time. So Rudy, upcoming packages, anything?
Actually, right now, no. For the first time, I'm actually kind of on pause. I think I've seen a couple of things drop that I've ordered, right? Like what the Og Toys Paul Atreides finally dropped. So I'm sure Kid is gonna get that invoice to me at some point. But right now, no, nothing.
Well, guys, since Rudy doesn't really collect, as you just heard, he doesn't really buy much anymore. I got this guy finally after 35 years. I think he came out in 2021. So he's finally here. I got my Hono Wolverine, my very first one. Guys, I'm making the video now. The video's processing. It's getting ready to be uploaded. I'm not going to tell you anything about the figure because you have to watch the video, but let me tell you something. All I'm gonna say is, holy shit. Okay,
It's terrible.
that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Take it if you want it as a positive. Take it if you want it as a negative. But all I'm gonna say is, holy shit. Okay, what do you have in there?
Look, just to showcase my new camera. Finally, no
Oh, look at
clouds.
that, Super HD.
Look at
No more,
that.
no more mist. Look at that.
No, I'm still playing with the settings, but Nefty will appreciate it.
Wait, so
Review for this guy.
you both got the same figure?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the figure you guys both did while you were on Skype together?
We should have. We should have. We should have had a little session right there.
A nice what's that called?
A therapy session, you know, like
with the iPhone. How do you what's that called?
FaceTime.
FaceTime. FaceTime putting the figure together.
Yeah.
Luch says, oh no, yeah, oh no, you don't collect nothing. Still waiting for Sideshow to bring my oh yeah, me too. I need my Revan Star Killers probably coming out soon. Also,
Well, that's the rumor on that list, right? It's Star Killer with one of them.
Yeah, no, I feel like a bunch are coming, and I feel like they're trying to, empty out their stuff before the new year, and then we're gonna get bombarded once the announcement, their new year's over there. Because remember, we're gonna get a little drought, and then I have a feeling it's after that drought.
Well, just get ready, because I can see. We were talking about this too, like we were already preparing for the onslaught of Marvel that's coming our way, right? Daredevil's going to be a ton of figures.
Right. Oh my god!
Captain America is going to be a ton of figures. That Red Hulk, I don't care if the movie's trash. I'm buying that Red Hulk, right?
You have to.
You have to have them there.
Double pack. Ross and what's his name? Thaddeus.
Thaddeus Ross, right?
Ross and Red Hulk. You heard it here first. I said it 3 months ago before Rudy existed.
But then you've got listen to Ash Chase's point, right? We still have more Deadpool coming.
Yeah, Deadpool, right? We got we're definitely getting, like I said, I have a feeling we are getting Nice Pool 100%. Like that's a must.
I think that Nice Pool is going to be potentially an artisan. It
has to be an artisan. There's no way that you could pull that off sculpted. No way.
No, that to get it looking like realistic.
Correct.
It's gonna be an artisan. That's how they're gonna get us with that one.
100%.
And then I still think they're gonna do the Wolverine variant. The brown suit Wolverine, I think, is coming. We know all the Rebels are coming, and I still have a feeling.
What Wolverine variant?
The brown suit from the fight with the Hulk.
Absolutely.
I think that's an absolute. And I think we're gonna get that Chris Evans, Johnny Storm. I know you don't think so, but I think they're working on those sculpts. I think they're gonna surprise us.
You mean what? Because they're working on Captain America that they could do that Johnny Storm?
I think they're gonna do that Johnny Storm. I think it's coming. I think it's gonna be just like they dropped those figures that nobody expects. I think they're gonna drop that Johnny Storm.
I don't think so. And I'm gonna tell you why. like I said last time, because we had this conversation already.
Yeah.
I don't think so, because his character, again, it was just a standalone character. It was the comedic relief of the movie,
right?
For his scenes at least. And there was no meaning to it. There was no, what would you want out of him? Him in a Fantastic Four suit, and that's it, because there's no flames.
That's it, right? That's it, with some flame effects for the hands. That's all you need. That's all you need.
I'm telling you, if we ever get a real Johnny Storm, we're gonna get a flame body.
Well, look, you've got. So let's talk about that, because when we talk about what's coming from Marvel and why I'm gonna be cutting down on Star Wars significantly and third party and X06 and all this other shit, right? We got Captain America, we got Daredevil, right? We got Thunderbolts. At some point, Fantastic Four, the new Fantastic Four with Pedro Pascal and all of them, we're going to get that full team.
Right.
And that's probably going to be our first Tony Stark, Dr. Doom, Victor Von Doom that we're going to get, right? And the problem is, those are the movies that are coming out, but Hot Toys has already shown they're going back to the well to do 2.0s, do characters they haven't done in years. So just imagine how much we're going to start getting from
Absolutely.
Marvel again. So
Absolutely.
my wallet's in trouble, right? It's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem.
So guys, like you heard just now, Rudy will be selling his Star Wars very soon. So if you're looking for anything specific, what are you selling again, Rudy? You said?
I'll sell No, I'm kidding. I'm not selling anything. I don't sell my stuff.
Oh my god! See, copying me also.
If anything, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wait until Brandon's on a stream.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm gonna grab like one of like a Star Wars figure, and I'm gonna just destroy it on screen. I'm gonna be like tear it apart, just to see him suffer a little bit.
Wait, I'm on the phone with. I'm actually voicing Brandon right now. I like I told you guys on Saturday, I purchased his figure. And he said it was a Saturday. So I said, oh, you better ship it. I paid it Friday. I think I said, ship it Saturday. He goes, I can't, I have to ship it Monday because of the, because he was at the warehouse. So it's today, obviously Tuesday. I said, hey, today's Wednesday, thinking it was Wednesday. I said, today's Wednesday. Where's my tracking? His response is, dog, why are you trying to confuse me? It's my fault. I locked down a new client last week and their network deployment was yesterday and today. We'll go out tomorrow for sure. Bullshit ass runaround. I just got home. Handyman's bringing them. Get paid. You're in good company. Unreal bullshit ass. He just got all that message. So, yo, can you imagine if this is this message is for Brandon right now. Brandon, if this is the customer service that we're gonna be getting, okay? You tell us we're shipping Monday, but then we don't ship at all, actually, because you didn't even ship today. Okay. It's kind of a turnoff because then people are going to know, hey, this guy wants to sell, but he doesn't ship. Okay. So now I have to call my credit card company, file a claim. Okay. Telling them that you lied to me. You told me Monday and it's already Tuesday. So I got to so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my order in and then I'm going to call my credit card, cancel the order and just get a free figure from Brandon because he's a peasant. Unbelievable. That's one thing I hate. You guys want to upset me? Tell me you're shipping today and then don't ship and see what happens. That is the one thing that bothers me the most. Why does that bother me the most? Because when somebody buys anything from me, I ship within a day. So if I don't ship it immediately that same day, I'll ship it the following day. That's it. I don't wait 2 days. I don't wait 3 days. I don't wait 4 days. Because nobody wants to wait that long for nothing.
Right.
Okay. Period. It doesn't matter. So that's why I don't like it. I don't do it to people, so they don't do it to me. Right. And I'm not saying that Brandon should be doing it to me because I don't sell anything to Brandon, but just out of principle, because that's how I do business. When it comes to my stuff, I expect people to do business the same exact way. And when it doesn't happen, it's like, what kind of business are you doing? If I could ship within the day, and I'm not even a retailer or a reseller or anything, why can't a person in a company do it? If that's your company, if that's the whole point of the company, do it. So that's why it bothers me. But Brandon, is this the first figure I get from him? I think so. So strike one, Brandon, strike one. We'll see how many strikes you get. And then we'll go from there. I'll ask for a refund. All right, guys. So we'll most likely see you. I'll most likely see you either Thursday, because there's more coming, guaranteed. When is Christmas, Rudy?
Christmas is in 2 weeks. So
what day does it fall on? Because I don't even know.
So Christmas Eve is actually on a Tuesday.
Oh, Christmas Rudy Tuesday stream. Wait, so the 25th or the 24th?
24th.
Oh, that's what we celebrate. We celebrate the 24th. Do you celebrate the 24th?
Yeah, same thing. So I'm gonna have the family here, so I'm probably gonna have to like.
Oh man, well we'll do it early then. We'll do an early stream.
We'll have to see. Because I have the family coming over and everything.
Well, no. We won't see. We're doing it. Now you're saying we will see means we will not do it.
I'm gonna hop on for 5 minutes on my phone and be like, and then you're gonna hear my mother in the background. What are you doing? We're celebrating.
And I'll say, hey, leave him alone. He's working. Okay.
He's working.
All right, guys. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.